Hello. Hello, my friends of the internet. Let me know if the sound is working. I feel like every time I go live, my sound is not working correctly. So if someone could let me know, that would be great. We're here to learn how to get rich. So drop me some money in the comments. I'm just kidding. Please don't do that. Yeah. Say hi if you're on here. Let me know. And we're gonna jump right in. Sound is good. Okay, awesome. Hello, Avery. Welcome. I'm looking for my chapstick. Here we go. Whose masterclass are we going to be reacting to? I'm not going to say her name. It might come up in the webinar. I skipped past the first part. Personally, I try my best not to dox people. I know a lot of the times in my live videos, we just outwardly expose people's names, but if I can avoid it, I try to. I'm on this individual's email list, and essentially, she was actually recommended to me by another friend of mine who is in the like online content creation space. And she was basically like, oh, you need to follow this girl. Like, she's so amazing. I took her online course. It was great. And so I don't know, maybe her content is good, but anyway, I've been on her email list for forever. I got this email yesterday that was like, do you want to learn the 5 steps to making $10,000? And I was like, this seems sketchy. So I signed up for the masterclass. I actually missed it. It was earlier today. It was at noon. It's like 5 hours ago. But I did manage to get a copy of the replay, even though she was very adamant in her emails that there would be no replay available. We managed to get our hands on it thanks to people of the internet. So without further ado, I think we will jump into it in just a second. Sorry, I am just dealing with a tab that I've opened that I do not want. There we go. Okay, I bet you it's not only 5 steps. Exactly. Or if it is 5 steps, it's going to be the first like 1 and the other 4 will be behind the $2,000 paywall or however much her program's going to be. So someone actually made a really funny comment on my post about this in the community tab yesterday, basically guessing what the 5 steps were going to be. Let me pull it up right now so we can refer back to it to see how accurate this individual was. Okay, so their assumption was that the 5 steps would be find your niche, describe your ideal client, get a clear offer, share content daily, and then hire a mentor. So we're going to see if those come up. Ladies on Lions, hello, hello. Welcome. If you're here, you can say hi in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and start the stream or start the webinar. So the webinar video is like 3 hours long. So I don't think we'll get through all of it. That being said, if you've watched any of my previous streams, I have a very short attention span. So I tend to like skip past stuff that I find very boring. So I've already skipped past the first 8 minutes of the webinar because she's just talking about who she is. That being said, I only skipped the bio where she like shares her name on the screen. And then I'm starting it because the backstory that she tells, I think, is relevant to the conversation we're going to have. So I will kind of just like, I'm just warning you that if I get bored, I'm going to say I'm bored and I'm going to skip ahead. So if it's kind of all over the place, that's typical for my live videos. So just keep that in mind. Hi, Miguel. So nice you are able to catch it live. I hope you had a great weekend as well. Lindsay is guessing the 5 steps are live, laugh, love, scam, and profit. Also a contender. So we're going to see what's going on. Hire a mentor is automatically a no for me. I agree. All right. Hi, Tatiana. Nice to see you. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video and we'll just take it from there. So a little bit of context. The slides that I skipped past, she explains that she started out in 2016 as a blogger slash Instagrammer and that her main source of income between 2016 and 2018 was through affiliate marketing, like on her blog, and influencer marketing. So just kind of keep that in mind as we continue into her story. And it's at 1.25 speed. So if it's really annoying and you can't understand, please let me know in the comments and I'll slow it down to 1.
Let me know in the chat if you can relate to this by saying, yes, I can relate or something like that, just to know you kind of understand where I was at. In 2018, I felt like I was hustling for every dollar. I was constantly in my email inbox pitching brands and new clients because that was the only way I could bring in any income. I felt like, I had dreams of the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to live, filled with more income and more freedom, but I was frustrated because there didn't seem to be a way to get there. Besides that, my income was capped because I only had so much time, and it felt impossible to take any time off with like a never-ending to-do list. And I just found myself wondering, why my hard work wasn't reflected in my income. Tabitha says she can relate. Patricia, Christine, I definitely can get that. Can relate to the ceiling. Yeah, that's a super common thing when you're trading time for money, is that you do have this inherent ceiling because you only have so much time, right? So at this time, I was also offering one-on-one calls to my audience to generate some side income. So I was in the same place a lot of you ones are right now. I began to just like consider making an online course for my audience. And I thought about it. The more I thought about it, the more I saw, the potential, and became more like you choose, which is so ready. So I took the leap. I created my first course. The first time I launched my course, I made literally all of the mistakes, which I'll talk to you about in step number 5. But that first year, I made less than $50,000 from my online course, which felt like, holy shit, amazing. I couldn't believe I created something that other people not only wanted, but paid me for and trusted me to teach them. And even
Okay, I'm just going to quickly pause. So just for context, again, for those of you that are jumping on, hi Diesel, hi Sherry. I just want to clarify. So she started out as a blogger / influencer in 2016. By 2018, she was basically constantly having to, pitch brands to try and get brand sponsorships, because that's how she was making most of her money. So what she instead decided to do was create a course teaching other people how to become bloggers / influencers, and then was able to make her first $50,000 selling a course teaching people how to become an influencer.
And even better still, it was my own product that I had complete control over. So I saw the potential there. Then in 2019, I launched my second online course, and by year end, I made over $500,000 from my online courses. And I know you might be wondering how I made the leap from 50K the first year to over 500K in 2019. Like, how did I scale my course sales that much, which I will reveal in step number 5. So you have to hang around for that.
How many of us want to guess that step number 5 is join my program, just like that individual predicted in the comments?
But it was at this point where I knew I'd found a scalable system that worked. So in 2020, I continued to scale using the same system. I made over $1.5 million from online courses in that 1 year. I grew my team to 8 people, and I was interviewed by Forbes and CNN because of the courses that I created. In 2021, you guessed it, I continued to scale, and I made over $2.5 million from online courses in that 1 year. I also started working more closely with select women to help them create and launch their own profitable online courses. And then I grew my team to over 20 women and landed even more press, including in Bloomberg, as a result of having my courses.
Okay, as someone who's been in the industry, I do just want to make this disclaimer. I'm not saying that this individual did this, but again, everything I talk about on my channel isn't about the individual. It's about the practices that we see common in the industry. And in the coaching space specifically, a lot of people who are featured in and then list a bunch of publications have paid to be featured in those things. So again, I'm not saying she got paid or that she paid to be featured on CNN, to be featured in Forbes, to be featured in Bloomberg. But oftentimes, either they themselves are paying the news outlets, or they're hiring a PR agency that has connections with those publications. And then that's how they're getting featured. It's not like Forbes or Bloomberg or CNN discovered her. She very, very well may have pitched herself to be featured. I'm not saying either way, but that's just something to keep in mind with coaches in general.
Then in 2022, so that's last year now, I made over $3.5 million from online courses in this 1 year. And after working with women more closely in 2021 to help them create and launch their own online courses, I officially created a new program of mine called the Online Course Bootcamp that I'll tell you about later in our class. And from the strategies taught in the Online Course Bootcamp, or TOCB is what I like to refer to it as for short, countless students have had multiple 5- and 6-figure launches of their online courses and have completely transformed their lives. So now to this day, my business has generated over $8 million in online course sales. And what I can tell you with absolute certainty, based on my experience and with helping other clients of mine and students, is that if I can get here in just 5 years with a lot of trial and error, so can you in half the time with the proven process I'm about to share. So aside from the obvious benefits of making more money, the impact that online courses have had on my life have been truly indescribable. And Rinda, I really appreciate the enthusiasm. Roxy, I appreciate your enthusiasm. The support is amazing in this group. Thank you guys so much. So online courses have created a reality for me in which I only say yes to the projects and the clients that are a heck yes. So whereas before I felt like I was only taking on clients that I wasn't excited about just because like I needed to pay my rent, I needed to make money, I'm able to be much more picky now because I have this whole other stream of income. Secondly, I have true freedom because I've created a digital asset and repeatable, scalable system to sell that asset that gets me out of that trading time for money trap that so many of us are told is just like normal and what it means to have a job and a part of life, right? We live in a digital age where that is no longer the case. Thirdly, I feel truly fulfilled because with my online courses, I'm able to have a massive impact at scale. And I've been able to reinvest some of the income that I've earned from my online courses into hiring my dream team, which has allowed me to step out of doing the minute day-to-day tasks that I don't like as much and allowed me to transition more into a visionary CEO role.
Okay. Going to address some of these comments. So Avery or Sherry says she's already irritating me. Same. Avery wants to know, you could share your course on YouTube instead of having people pay for them. Okay, so this comment I agree and disagree with. This is like, and I say this only because like I sell an online course. I'm very transparent about that. However, my online course costs less than $50 and it's not full of any like kind of BS. It's actual information I've learned as an entrepreneur over the last 5 years. And people may agree or disagree with that, but I'm someone who also provides hours and hours of free content. So yes, you can learn things for free online. I do think there is value in, paying for a course where someone has a concentrated source of information that they're selling to you. My issue with so many of these courses or these coaches is that they don't sell them at a reasonable or accessible price. So their courses aren't $50. Their courses are upwards of $500, $700, $1,000. And that's the piece that I have that I find that like doesn't sit well with me. I have no problem with people taking expertise, packaging it and selling it to people. It's the issue when that selling becomes like price gouging and taking advantage of vulnerable people. And this whole story that she's sharing so far is really to create that buildup. Like, I've built this online course and now I have freedom. I've built this online course and now I've found fulfillment. I've built this online course and now I have a whole team that works for me. And it's really framing this like desirable scenario that a lot of people want. Hi, Shadow. Thanks for jumping on. Hello, hello. Just say business. Yeah, exactly. It should be more accessible to people who want to learn. Exactly. And that's the piece that I see time and time again with private mentorship, with programs, like group programs, courses, any of that, is that they don't make it accessible. And I was actually having this conversation in the comments with someone on one of my videos today. We were having a good conversation about the payment plan thing. And I bring this up in like every video. But personally, I am not someone who believes in the strategy wherein these coaches increase their price if you choose to opt for a payment plan. So again, I've been a business owner for 5 years. I always offer payment plans to my clients if they can't afford it. If you want to buy my $50 course and you can't afford it, you're allowed to do it on a 4-week or it's like an 8-week 4-time payment plan. So you would pay whatever that is, like $15 or $12 each time, because I value accessibility. I want people, no matter what your economic status is, to be able to access my services. And so if you need a payment plan, I don't think you should have to pay extra in order to access that information. And some people disagree with that. A good point was brought up that there is like an incentive to paying in full because then you get like instant access or whatever. But I don't know. For me, it's like, if I truly believe in accessibility, I'm going to charge people the same price, whether they have to pay me at once or in 4 separate payments. But I would love to hear other people's comments on that. I never met a business person who said my biz. Yeah, I also have never met a legitimate business person that like publicly speaks about how much money they make in all of their content. Okay, sorry, that's enough of my TED Talk for today. Let's continue with the video.
And it is absolutely not just me that I've been able to do this for. I've worked with countless women to help them pass.
I'm going to skip past the testimonial portion because it's just kind of irrelevant.
Like 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 6 months from now, when you have your online course launched, I want you to imagine what your life would look like once you have it out there, out into the world. Can you imagine what it would feel like to stop needing to spend time in order to make money because you have a digital asset that you can sell over and over again? And
again, this is the like embodiment piece. They want people to imagine themselves in this position.
By the way, the key to building true wealth is getting yourself out of that time for money trap. And can you imagine what it would feel like to only say yes to the projects that light you up and that you're truly excited about because you have an additional income stream? Can you imagine what it would feel like to have total time and financial freedom, to not have to go to your 9-to-5 and not have back-to-back draining client work all day because you've added a course to your business? And can you imagine what it would feel like to have a massive impact and be able to change more? Can you imagine just how fulfilling that would feel? And I would love to hear from you in the chat as I've kind of gotten you thinking about what the future could look like. What are you most excited about when you think about creating your course? Is it to have more financial?
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. Here's the roadmap, everyone. Here's the 5 steps we're going to learn today.
We're going to go ahead and get started on getting you there. So this is an overview of what you're going to be learning and what we're going to be doing together in our class today. So firstly, I'm going to help you figure out the topic of your profitable online course. Secondly, I'm going to show you just how easy outlining and creating your course can be in 3 simple steps. Thirdly, I'm going to show you how to warm up your audience to buy by posting 3 types of content on social media. And this applies no matter how large or small your audience is right now. Fourthly, I'll show you why with just one online course, you can create it once and make money from it for years to come. So you can stop creating new products and hoping they will be successful. We're going to focus in and grow this one product. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to launch and promote your course the right way and 2 huge mistakes to avoid when launching your course.
I agree, Avery. Actually, this is something common we've seen in any of the webinars that we've watched on my channel, is that the aesthetic is always 10 out of 10. So I will give them that. Hello, Korea. Welcome to the webinar. Today we are learning how to get rich.
So we are covering a lot of ground today. Make sure you have that class workbook. Laura, if you want to take a second to link the workbook one more time for people to take notes on, make sure you have a Google Doc open, a notepad, whatever you want to do to take notes, get that in front of you.
I don't have the workbook, by the way.
Remember that if you stay until the end of this class, you're going to get my 30-day social media growth calendar with 30 days of plug and play trending social media content ideas for Instagram and TikTok to grow your audience before your course launch. And that is yours for free when you stay until the end of class.
Okay, I want to address this comment here. You're absolutely correct. Every single webinar follows the same format and same information. So essentially, they spend the first 20 minutes building their credibility. So they explain who they are, what their experience is, and then typically share like a few client results. And then they move into what exactly you're going to learn. They move through very quickly the like 3 to 5 steps that they're supposed to be teaching you. And then after they skip through that, like that's like a very small portion, they spend the last hour to hour and a half usually answering questions and trying to pitch you their product. So just prepare yourself for that. Again, we'll skip through anything that seems kind of irrelevant.
End of class today. Okay, so for step number 1, let's decide on your course topic. Now, I want you to let me know in the chat, if you just type me, if you've ever thought this before, that in order to launch an online course, you need to be some sort of world-renowned expert with a master's degree, with a PhD, with accolades, with press, with like 1,000 clients that you've helped before, or maybe you've even thought like, don't I need to have helped thousands of people before I could even think about creating an online course? Does that sound like something that you've thought when you've kind of considered creating an online course in the past? Everybody's like, me, hell yes, yeah. It's a super common myth and misconception to believe, but the reality is that you only need to be a few steps ahead of your ideal customer in order to create an online course. So my favorite example.
This is something that drives me crazy. And I will admit that this is something that I used to say only because like my first coach taught it to me and I was like, oh my God, this is so smart. And then I would start teaching it to everyone else. And it's this idea of like, this is the example my coach used to give me. Is like, if you go to the grocery store and you think about like all the people that are there, all you have to do is know more than 80% of the people in the grocery store, and you're already more like an expert in that thing. So it's like, it's not about knowing all the answers. It's about knowing more than 80% of people. I'm like, okay, this doesn't even make sense now that I think about it.
To demonstrate this with is, let's say you're a runner and you ran a half marathon, okay? You ran a half marathon. Yes, there are other like Olympic level runners out there that are running a bajillion miles one day, but you do not need to be an Olympic level runner in order to teach other people how you train for that half marathon. And in fact, people that are just starting out and running might see you as a more accessible kind of like goal for them than the Olympic level runner. They might think, okay, this person's only a few steps ahead of me. They ran a half marathon or ran a 5K or whatever. Like they're much closer to me. They can relate a lot more to me. So you have so much value just as you are to offer to those who have no running experience, who also want to run a half marathon. You only need to be a few steps ahead of your ideal customer.
Again, I think this is contextual and it really depends on what you're teaching, because most time expertise is required. I want to pay someone who knows what they're talking about, not just like kind of knows what they're talking about.
So with that in mind, let's start brainstorming on your workbook in the chat.
Everyone get your pens and papers out. We're going to learn.
By asking yourself these 2 simple questions. What results, transformation, or achievement have you gotten for yourself or others? And what are you asked about most by your friends, family, or online audience? And I want you to really dig deep here. I don't want you to judge yourself as you're kind of brainstorming these ideas. Just write down whatever comes to you. And oftentimes when people are thinking about like, what is a result or a transformation or achievement that I've gotten myself? Think about yourself 3 years ago. What have you achieved over the last 3 years? Or what transformation have you gotten yourself? Whether it's fitness or growing your business or it's nutrition, what have you learned, right? Like oftentimes our customers and our students for our course are just us 3 years ago. So Laura,
this comment is everything. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you can teach others how to do that thing. This is the like biggest issue I have with the internet in general, is that there is this constant narrative, particularly on TikTok. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a TikToker. So I spend a lot of time on TikTok. I spend a lot of time in the TikTok community with other creators. I'm in like a few different Discord channels, Slack channels, that kind of thing. And there's this constant narrative that I'm seeing, excuse me, where people are constantly promoting monetize your social media, make money online, et cetera, et cetera. And it's really like, in my head, I'm like, why do we have to monetize everything? Just because you have a specific skill doesn't mean you have to teach other people how to also have that specific skill. It drives me crazy. Like people that are like, oh, well, I, learned how to make TikTok videos, so now I'm going to teach other people how to be confident on TikTok. Like, why is that a job? If I was going to get into running marathons, I'd hire a certified trainer. Exactly. That's the other piece too, is like, just because you did something doesn't mean you're qualified to teach other people. So we see this with like weight loss coaches. I lost 50 pounds. Now all of a sudden I'm coaching other people how to lose weight. Meanwhile, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. Like, I shouldn't be giving advice. I teach kids how to make comics, but I don't have actual teaching credentials. I'm definitely not charging. Yeah, exactly. And that's fine too. It's like, again, I think there's this fine line between having skills or experience and wanting to even like monetize that and make money off it versus this like incessant need to, or pressure, I guess is the right word, to encourage people that like you have to monetize every single skill that you have. And that's kind of more what I'm trying to get at. I'm not like here to shit on anyone who makes money utilizing or sharing a skill that they have. Again, I'm fully transparent in this. I have skills and experience that I charge people money to learn from me. But I think there is like an ethical way to do it and a way that is just like very icky to me. And just because you did something once doesn't mean that you are now qualified to teach other people how to do it. Okay. I completely forgot. I washed my running shoes last night, so I'm going to be lacing my sneakers while we continue this webinar.
Laura, if you can drop those questions in the chat if you haven't already, so that everybody can reference them as I'm going through a few examples. And as I'm talking through these examples, I want you to put ideas that come up for you in the chat when you think about these two questions.
Everyone share your course ideas in the comments. Let me know what skill or experience you're going to monetize.
That way I can start looking at your course topics and getting inspired, but also, giving you feedback and stuff like that. So first example is, let's say you're a social media manager. You're already getting results for your one-on-one clients by helping them grow their social media following and engagement. So you could package up the strategies you use with your clients already into a course and have it help students grow on social media. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that you're able to help people at scale, especially those that can afford to work with you and have you as their manager. And then because you now have this course, you can decide later on that maybe, you don't want to have any more one-on-one clients because you're already teaching people social media tactics through your course. But obviously that's up to you.
So because you did this, you had this skill, turn it into an online course, and then you don't have to actually use the skill anymore. This is another common rhetoric that is portrayed over and over and over again. Hello, hello. If you're hopping on, hi. Avery says, I charge people for logos and website design, but I have a degree in graphic design. Exactly. That's my point. I'm late, but I'm here to get rich. Let's go. So far, we have learned nothing. Hi, Sam. Hi, Kirsten. What if I make a course to teach people how to make a course? There, that's my course idea. You know what? Great idea. Other people are already doing it, but don't be afraid that the market is too saturated, because all you have to do is learn how to position yourself apart from the others, okay? And we're going to learn how to do that today.
Or your course could help others become social media managers based on your experience becoming a manager. So there's two different ways to think about that. Or let's say maybe you have a service business. For example, you microblade eyebrows. You could train other professionals how to microblade, or your course could teach how to open a storefront for microblading.
Are you certified to teach other people how to microblade? That's literally tattooing people. I don't think anyone should be teaching other people, or like, I don't think everyone should be teaching other people how to do that.
Or, how to open a beauty service storefront in general, not just for microblading. So again, many different ways to think about that. Now, I want to show you a few real examples of topics by actual students of mine of the Online Course Bootcamp, which is my program I'll tell you about later in this class. But firstly, we have Kayla, who is a professional homesteader.
Skipping. Here we go.
Your course. And one important thing I want to point out is that your course topic does not need to be about online business or social media in order to be successful and profitable. That is an enormous misconception people have. As long as your course solves a problem others are having or fulfills a desire they have, it is a viable course.
So at least she's not only coaching other coaches to coach their own courses, like, you know what I'm saying.
And you will definitely understand that by the end of class through the examples of other students that I'm going to give. So I want to hear in the chat right now what topics you have in mind. Drop them in the chat. Even if you're not solid on it, I just want to hear what you're thinking. And just to remind you of those questions to get you thinking, the questions are: what results, transformation, or achievement have you gotten for yourself or others? And what are you asked about most by your friends, family, or online audience? And again, when you're thinking through these questions.
Exactly. Can you imagine taking an online microblading course? How is that even a thing? Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry I keep stopping this so much. It's just so ridiculous. If MLMs have taught me anything, it's that the market is never too saturated. That's too good. I have people come to me when they find out I have a child with autism spectrum disorder, but I'm not a professional. I'm just a mom sharing what worked for me, for sure. I think my only talent is procrastination. Hello, Lisa. Welcome. You haven't missed much. Let's be honest. Homesteading, read Little House. You guys are killing me. The woman that does my microblading has dozens of accredited certifications. Exactly. And she should be doing those in person, I would hope. If I'm going to be learning how to tattoo someone's face, I would hope that it's an in-person training. Okay, I don't care about what these people's course ideas are, so we're skipping that.
Your course topic, I want you to tune back in right now. The first decision I need you to make is if your course is a micro or macro course. So a micro course is focused on just one specific area of your topic and provides a smaller transformation. It is much more narrowly focused than the macro transformation, and it will take students less than a few days to finish, probably like less than a week, and it will take you less time to actually build it, but you can't charge as much for it as a macro course. Whereas a macro course is an online course that gives a much more complete and larger transformation. It's much more in-depth than a micro course. It'll take students probably 2 to 3 weeks to finish, and it will probably take more time to build, but it will also allow you to charge more money. And because it's more expensive, you will not need as many students for it to really make a difference for you financially.
So we should all make macro courses because you're a chump if you do a low price course and have to sell a bunch of them. That's stupid.
Now, here are just a few examples for you to understand the difference even further. So if your course topic is Airbnb, a micro course would be very specifically about furnishing your Airbnb, whereas a macro course would walk you through the entire process of finding, buying, and running the Airbnb. Or if your course topic is Instagram, a micro course might focus specifically on just Instagram content creation, while a macro course would be about building an entire business on Instagram from A to Z. As another example, the Online Course Bootcamp, which is the program I'll be telling you guys about later in class, is a macro course. It doesn't just teach you, how to create your course. It doesn't just teach you how to film your course. It doesn't just teach you how to sell your course on social media. All of those would be micro. It teaches you everything from creating your course all the way through launching. So that is step number 1, is deciding whether your course is macro or micro.
Guys, I guess I'm the chump because my course teaches you from start to finish how to build and scale a business in Canada, from everything from, coming up with the idea to registering your business to marketing it online. And I only charge $47. I guess I'm the chump here.
Bro. Then, once you know the size of your course and the specific focus, you're going to figure out your online course's point A and point B. AKA, when a student takes your course, where are they at the beginning of the course? That's point A. And where will they be at the end of the course if they follow your framework correctly? And that's point B. So, for example, if your course is about organizing your closets at home, your point A might be that your student hates opening their closets because everything is a disorganized mess. And your point B is that after they take your course, they know where everything is because they have organized closets that are easy to maintain. So that's step number 2 that you can do on your workbook or on a piece of paper, is figure out, based on your topic and based on the size of your course, micro or macro, what your point A and point B will be. So then, once you have your point A and point B established, you'll begin outlining your course by filling in all of the little steps needed to take them from point A to point B. You can think about this as a little journey, right, from A to B. So in this specific example, these little dots might represent things like, grouping all of their items in closets together in categories, and, buying the right products for home organization, all steps that will get them from point A to point B in an easy to follow way. And what
I will give her credit. Avery, you're correct that, whoops, that's not the right comment. I appreciate that she is relatively concise compared to other MLMers. I would say I agree, especially if I was watching this webinar as someone who didn't understand what an online course was or how to build one, I actually might learn something. And most webinars that I have watched, both on this channel and outside of my content here on YouTube, you don't really learn anything. So I will give her that, but I'm going to hazard to guess. I haven't actually seen yet, but I'm going to assume this course that she's trying to pitch us at the end is probably going to be anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000.
And what you might have guessed here is that these little points on the journey are going to be your modules and your lessons of your course. So then once you have this pathway established, once you have that course outline, the final step is to film your course. So there are 2 different options when it comes to filming your online course. You can film your course content face to camera, or you can record slides with just audio, which is super easy. The benefits of face to camera is that it does feel more personal since you're talking directly to your students. And it's a really great filming format to teach something very visual, like a makeup tutorial or a yoga flow, for example. The benefits of using slides is that it's easier for your students to learn and retain information. So just like how you're learning from slides right now, it would be a lot harder for you to comprehend exactly what I'm teaching here if I was just on camera talking at you, right? Another benefit of it, of course slides I should say, is that it's very easy to make edits to your course. Literally all you have to do is edit in an updated slide and that's the end of it. I definitely learned this the hard way when I filmed my entire first course face to camera, and it was really difficult to make changes to it. But obviously it depends on the type of content that you're filming and your topic. So personally, I prefer to do course slides versus face to camera, other than an introduction video in my courses to create that personal connection. But obviously which one you choose is super, super dependent on your course topic. So if you do decide to record face to camera, here are some options for how to record. You could use your computer or prop your phone up on any tripod. You could use a...
Okay, I'm going to skip past this because I don't think we're actually here to learn how to build an online course. So if anyone does want to learn how to build an online course, DM me on Instagram and I'll teach you all this without selling you anything. Okay, we're on to step number 3.
Warm up your audience that they're ready to buy your course from you when you do launch it. Now, before I jump into the 3 types of content you should be posting on social media to warm your audience up for your course launch, I want to address a doubt that you may have in your mind right now, and that is that your audience is not big enough to launch an online course and that you need a huge audience with 10,000 followers in order for your course to be successful. The reality is the number of followers you have does not matter. It does not matter. When it comes to launching a successful online course, it is about your relationship with your audience and how you've warmed them up, which I will be covering here.
Okay, this is true, but also false at the same time. Because I think the reality is that the majority of people, yes, okay, let's say, so me, for example, I have about 3,500 followers on Instagram, I believe. And if I were to, in fact, I did launch an online course, like I mentioned before. And I did not sell hundreds of copies of that course because not everyone who follows me needs to know how to start a business. And so I think at some point numbers do matter because the more exposure you have, the more likely you are to convert those people, provided they're the right people. So there's truth in the fact that, like, okay, I could have 500 followers that only follow me for yoga and then create a course about yoga and they all buy it. But I think it's much more likely that you will be successful. And in fact, if she was a blogger and an influencer when she sold her first online course, I would hazard to guess that she had a pretty big audience because she was already doing brand deals and stuff like that. So I think that this slide in itself is really just to convince the people who are maybe having doubts because they do have a small following, to continue to like buy the course. So if I'm someone watching this webinar and I only have 500 followers, I might be more inclined to pay for her course if she's convinced me that the fact that I only have 500 followers doesn't matter. I'm just catching up on the comments. I think I fell for one of these job hunting. $700 for an online course, Kirsten? What was the course about? Ay, 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 ay.
But I want you to really hear this, okay? Because you can be someone with 100,000 followers that doesn't have a quality connection with their audience and doesn't spend the time warming them up as I'm going to teach you, and have a really not successful launch. I've been in this industry for many years and I know so many people like this. So many people you see online and you're like, wow, they have huge audiences, that I know have had really not great launches because they don't take the time to actually do this. But on the other hand, you can have a smaller audience of, let's say, like 1,000, 2,000 people on social media. But because your audience is really engaged and connected with you and sees you as a thought leader because of the process I'm going to teach you, you can potentially have an even more successful launch than the person with the larger audience. And again, I know many, many, many people like this. And one example is my student Maggie, who after taking the online course bootcamp, created and launched her online course for photographers to level up their skills. So at the time of her launch last year, she had around 4,000 followers. Let's envision that the top level is gone, and that's about 1,500 people left in the photo. You couldn't find 10 people in that crowd to sell your course to. You 100% could. 3,000 people is a lot of people to talk to. So if someone gave you the assignment of going into this crowd and getting as many people as possible excited about learning from you, what kinds of things would you do and say? You'd probably introduce yourself, you'd tell your story, you'd explain to people, how you got the results you got within your course topic, you'd listen to their current situation, their struggles, you'd give them advice on how they can solve them. That is how that interaction would go. And it's all about...
I just want to pause it for a second and address this comment by Avery. 100% agree. If you go to a website like Udemy, there are literally thousands of courses on there. So especially if you're looking for just like knowledge about a specific topic and you're not actually looking to like become accredited in something, like let's just pretend that I want to learn more about like how to use this new camera that I bought that I can't figure out. I could just buy a $10 course on Udemy that teaches me how to use that camera. Obviously, I just went to YouTube to figure it out, but let's pretend I wanted to take in a whole course about it. I would do that versus paying for like a $500 course on how to use a camera, So I definitely agree that most skills you can just learn on like Skillshare, Udemy, etc. You don't need to pay thousands of dollars unless you're getting like a degree in something. But again, just my opinion.
All about building trust and getting to know people better. Obviously, you don't need to do this in person. You're going to do this exact same thing online on your social media. So specifically, there are 3 kinds of content that you should be posting that will warm your audience up for your online course and start getting them excited to learn from you. Now, as I'm teaching you what these 3 types of content are, I'll give you examples of each as if I'm creating a course on how to rent out your house on Airbnb. So the first type of content that helps warm up your audience is educational content. Now, this is content, it's pretty straightforward, but this is content that provides value or insight on your topic. It could be high-level tips, it could be how-tos, a high-level step-by-step, anything that teaches your audience something of value related to your course topic. Now, ideally, you should be looking at the most frequently asked questions that you're getting from your audience and creating educational content that answers those questions. And the goal of this type of content is to have your audience start seeing you as a thought leader and an expert in your industry and as someone they would trust to guide them in getting the transformation that they want. And I want you to hear me again when I say thought leader and expert. I know those are really intimidating words, but what I mean is somebody that is just a few steps ahead of them. So as an example, if I were creating a course about how to rent out your...
Okay, we're going to skip past all of this too. If anyone actually wants to learn how to create content for creating a course, I'll drop a link in the comments. This is a video that I made that teaches you this. Actually better than this because I teach you these 6 types of content and exactly how to do it for your business. And it's fucking free on YouTube. So enjoy. Skip. What's up, DC? Hello. You haven't missed much, to be honest. Mostly just us saying how online courses are a waste of our money. That's all you really missed.
As a creator.
So actually, for context, I will just let you know, we are listening to a girl who was a blogger / influencer. She was tired of having to constantly pitch herself for brand deals and decided to instead make a course teaching other people how to become bloggers and influencers. She scaled that course to $8 million. And now her business is teaching other people how to create courses about things that they know. Yeah.
This is a great example of a piece of storytelling content because it's super inspirational, it builds authority, and then she uses a caption to storytell. Part of it is that they believe that they need to have a ton of money in the bank. So along with one online course, you can focus in and stop throwing spaghetti at the wall, aka launch.
So let's just note that out of a 3-hour webinar, we're only 40 minutes in and we're already on step 4. So again, this just goes to show that most webinars are structured, and she spent the first 20 minutes talking about herself. We spend 20 to 30 minutes talking about who we are. We only teach for about 30 minutes, and then we spend the next 2 hours pitching our product or service.
Launching random things to see what sticks for you. So as the slide says, many people, maybe even you, believe that they need multiple programs in order to create a large, successful, profitable business. Or they think they need to be launching multiple things to try to just get something to stick, right? They have their first launch of their course and they're like, well, I'm not a millionaire yet. I guess that means I need to stop selling this course, or I guess that means I need to create this entirely new thing and try that, and maybe that one will work, right? The reality is that if you focus, if you implement my strategies, if you optimize and tweak, if you focus on scaling with the right strategies, just one online course can create a lifetime of profit, wealth, and opportunity for you. I'll show you this from my experience first. So the first year I launched my first online course, it made less than $50,000, as I told you guys earlier. The second year, that same one online course made over $250,000. The third year, that one course made over $500,000.
Avery, don't be ridiculous. You don't get that kind of stuff for free.
And then during the fourth year, that one course made over $1 million. Then last year in 2022, it made over $2 million. That is one online course.
Okay, am I wrong, or did she not say that she's made $8 million? I thought at the beginning she said she had made $8 million. Someone in the comments let me know if I hallucinated that or if that's something she said.
So what's important here is that after the first year, I didn't say, oh, well, I didn't make $1 million from my first course. That must mean it's not good. That must mean I have to create something else now, right? I need to try something else. Throw more spaghetti at the wall. Instead, I didn't do that. I didn't move on to the next thing. I didn't create something new. I focused, and what I focused on grew.
And also, in what world is making $50,000 not successful? If I sold $50,000 worth of my online course, like, what? I'm sorry.
And scaled because I had the right strategies. And that's the takeaway here, that when you have the right strategy to scale, it really is just rinse and repeat year over year. So let's do some calculations for the revenue that you can expect for your first launch. I told you guys we're going to go through this formula. And by the way, you can take a picture or a screenshot of this, or you can actually find this formula in your class workbook as well to plug in what your exact numbers would look like. So as an example, let's say you have 2,500 people following you on Instagram right now, and you launch your course that is priced at $400. That's probably a macro course. Going off of average conversion rates, let's say 1% of your followers convert into buyers, just to be conservative. With Online Course Bootcamp, you're looking at a higher conversion rate than that, but let's be conservative. That would be 25 customers and $10,000 made during your first launch.
Again, not true. I don't think the conversion rate on Instagram is 1%. I could be incorrect, but the average engagement rate on Instagram is anywhere from like 1 to 5%. So there's no way that you're converting all of those people that are engaging with your content. I would guess that the average conversion rate on Instagram is probably less than 0.5%. But again, I don't actually know the stats on that. I know for like an email list, a good conversion rate is anywhere from 1 to 2%, meaning that 1 to 2% on your email list will buy whatever you pitch to them. But again, with Instagram, if I have 2,500 people and my engagement rate is only 2%, so that's what, like 50 people, the chances of all 50 of those people buying, not very likely. So I don't know where she got that stat from, but I don't think it's correct. I would have to fact check it though. That's just my opinion.
That's an awesome launch. That is life-changing money, but we are not stopping there, okay? So after your first launch, you get testimonials, you get success stories from your students, you grow your audience by 1,000 followers, you optimize your social media strategy by putting out more educational content before your next launch, and finally, you optimize your launch strategy using my framework. Now, doing all of these things gets you to a 2% conversion rate, meaning that because of the adjustments you made to your launch strategy, 1% more of your audience buys during your second launch.
I'm going to Google it. I need to know. What is the average Instagram conversion rate? Okay, I was wrong. The industry average for Instagram is around 1.8%. I still don't. Oh, okay, that's page visitors, not people who buy. Top performing brands on Instagram convert at 1%. So the average person is not converting at 1%. I'll tell you that for free. And again, that's link clicks. Like if I post a link like I did today, I posted a link to my YouTube. 1% of the people who see that story are going to click the link. Okay, that makes sense, but it doesn't mean they're going to buy whatever I'm selling. A good conversion rate for Google Ads is specifically 2 to 5. But again, is that link clicking? Yeah, so 3,500 is the number of followers, but what she's saying is that once you follow her secret formula, you're going to be able to convert 2% of those followers into paying customers. And what I'm saying is the average person's engagement rate on Instagram is anywhere from like 2 to 5%. So even if I'm on the high end of that scale and 5% of my followers are engaging with my content, of that 5%, only a very small percentage of them are actually going to buy whatever I'm selling. And when I look up the engagement or the average conversion rate on Instagram, that is calculated based on link clicks. So sure, 1% of my following might click the link to learn about my online course, but I'm not going to convert all, like, so let's say 50 people click on my link. I'm not going to convert all 50 of those people. I might convert 5 of those 50. So, yeah, but what she's selling it as here is people purchasing. She's saying that 2% of your Instagram audience is going to purchase from you. And I'm saying that if the average engagement rate on Instagram is 2 to 5%, there's no way that you're converting 100% of that 2 to 5%. Sorry, it's confusing.
Because of the success stories, you also increase your course time, right?
Blah,
okay,
blah,
but that is
blah,
one of the
blah.
easiest ways.
Here we go.
So now for the second mistake of not having a launch event, a lot of dollars from that successful product launch of anything.
Okay, so these are the 2 mistakes we make when launching courses. We don't create urgency and we don't have a launch event.
Not just online courses, and I'll explain in a minute what I mean by urgency. The second mistake is not having a launch event when you open up your course for enrollment. And listen, it is okay if you didn't consider these things. I certainly didn't when I first launched my courses, but that's why you're here, right? Because you want to learn the strategies that will get you the best results. Whether you are 1 or 2 or 3, you are here because you want to know what actually works. So here's why these mistakes can hurt your launch. First of all, I totally understand the reasoning behind putting your course live on your site, the link in your Instagram bio, and thinking to yourself like, okay, now it's up. People can buy whenever they want. I'll make sales all the time now, right? No, you won't. The problem with this is that in order for people to make a purchasing decision, people need an element of urgency. They need to be told why they need to buy now. And if you just put the course up on your site for them to buy whenever they want, they may never take action. So one of the easiest ways to create urgency is by keeping the doors to your course open for only a select period of time during your first launch, not forever. I recommend 1 week or like 5 to 7 days, meaning that your audience will only be able to join your course during that 5 to 7 day period, not after. Now there's so many.
This is the piece I don't get, again, with Lindsay's comment where she's saying, I love some artificially created urgency to sell a product. We see this a lot in the online space, like people that have like these membership programs, these courses, you know, the doors are only open certain times of year, but it's like, it's a digital product. Obviously it's available 24/7. I don't get it. I'm going to make a course on how to make good snarky comments on YouTube videos. I love it. I also love this comment. I've been learning how to use my round knitting machine for free on YouTube. Honestly, Sam, you should start creating your own course on how to teach people how to do that. Just my opinion.
So many other ways that you can create urgency in your launch that will really take your revenue to new heights, but that is one of the easiest ways. So now for the second mistake of not having a launch event, a lot of people make this mistake and just promote their course on social media and to their email list as kind of like, okay, here it is, here's the link, buy my new course. And the thing with this is, even if you do have that element of urgency, even if you are just keeping your doors open for 5 to 7 days, it is much more effective for generating sales to have some sort of launch event. Now, the reason for this is because a launch event moves people from no to like to trust to being ready to invest in a quick amount of time. And within your launch event, you're doing things to create little micro moments of urgency, right? So in the launch event, you're providing value, you're connecting with your audience, you're telling them about your course as the next step. So examples of a launch event might be a webinar like this one. I know it's kind of an inception moment. It could be a free workshop of some kind. It could be a series of live streams on Instagram, even a multiple day challenge where you're providing value throughout and then pitching your course on the last day. But
can I just say, as someone who is like I consider myself a marketing professional, you should be building know, like, and trust with your audience all the time, not just when you have something to sell with them or sell to them.
the launch event is so hugely important, and there's so much psychology and marketing tactics involved with this launch event. But it's so important that you have that and you incorporate that into your launch. So urgency in a launch event, those are two very important ingredients to any successful launch. And they're a huge reason why I was able to scale my courses like I did. And I want to introduce you to Mara, one of my students inside of the online course bootcamp.
Exactly, Avery. With marketing, there's no one size fits all solution. And that's the thing that irritates me about any of these courses or any of these coaches is like they act like what worked for them is going to work for everyone. And every audience is so different. Every business is so different. And every topic that you're selling in an online course is so different. I hate it. I'm confused by the idea of urgency. If I'm selling sweaters, I don't need to tell people they only have a week. Yeah, exactly. So silly. I hate it. Okay, we're skipping this again. Blah, 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 blah. So guys, how are we feeling? Are we feeling more confident and ready to launch our own courses? Because I bet we're going to get told how that's going to happen. Here we go. It's time to imagine.
There's so much energy, there's so much good vibes, which I'm bringing, you guys are bringing, but it's really hard to sustain this momentum all on your own. And I want you to know that my team and I want to give you the ongoing guidance, community, and support and strategy that you need to keep you on track, keep that momentum going, and get you to the finish line.
Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to learn how to get more support. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
With minimal roadblocks. So let me know in the chat which path you're choosing here. You can take the left path toward option 1. So put an option 1 or 2 in the chat. Which option you're taking. You can take the left path, which is leaving class today with what you've learned, which granted was a lot. I saw.
This is verbatim the same in every single webinar. And if you were here when I did my finance webinar that I watched, it was in that one. If you were here when I did my very first live stream where we talked about the fitness coach to business coach pipeline, it was in that one. It's always take what you learned today and DIY it, or get this proven framework that I'm going to sell you that's exclusive to me and my business. Ew, 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 ew. Okay, now we're going to get into what's included in the course.
Every step. Let me know in the chat. Option 2. Yes, you guys are ready. So I told you guys at the beginning of class that I was going to tell you about my program that is closing tomorrow. So here it is. If you're ready to make 2023 the year that you finally create the time and financial freedom that you've been desiring by creating a scalable online course, I would love to invite you to join me inside of the online course bootcamp. So the online course bootcamp is my live 7-week program that will help you create and launch your first online course in 90 days or less. We are currently enrolling the 2023 cohort. This is the last webinar that I'm doing this week. Doors close tomorrow, and I'm so excited to tell you what is going to be inside of the online course bootcamp.
Sorry.
So inside of TOCB, you're going to choose and validate your course topic. You're going to efficiently outline and build your course. You're going to launch with a high converting webinar funnel, learn exactly what to post on social media and send via email for a successful launch, evaluate your launch and optimize for the next. And you're going to do all of this and more with support at every single step. So there are 7 modules inside the online course bootcamp that we are going to go through together over 7 weeks. By the way, you have lifetime access to all of this. So you can see an overview of the modules here. In the online course bootcamp, I'm taking you from choosing and validating your course topic, through building your course, through creating your sales page and live webinar funnel, through the pre-launch phase, through launching your course, and finally to the missing piece in so many other online course programs through the post-launch phase. I'm going to talk through all of these more in depth in just a second, but I want to tell you that new to the online course bootcamp for the 2023 cohorts are mindset moments from Danya Douglas Hunt to help you overcome the most common mindset obstacles at every stage of this program. If you don't know who Danya is,
we are learning a course on how to make a course, okay? In case you just jumped on. Hello. Our course is how to create courses. Hello, hello. Bubba says hi, and he also says bark, bark, barkity bark.
Anya is, she's a trained mindset coach by James Wedmore and works with Olympic athletes as well as 6- and 7-figure businesses.
Okay, blah, blah,
We
blah.
are going through choosing and validating your course topic. So you're going to start generating course ideas and validating one of them with 7 criteria. So you guys already have an idea what you want your course topic to be. There's other things I want you to consider beyond what I went through in this webinar today. And then you're going to actually validate using 7 criteria your course topic, meaning ensuring that your audience would be interested in buying it from you.
Okay, so basically in the course, we're going to learn all the steps we learned today, but I'm actually going to teach you the content of how to do those things. He is being so noisy right now. Bubba, enough. I used to have a cat named Bubba. I love it. I love it. Bubba was actually my brother's nickname as a kid, so I named him after my brother. Make sure you have that sense of urgency. Now sign up for my bootcamp. Exactly. Okay, can we talk about this comment actually? So if you watched my finance webinar last week, so I was reviewing these like debt coaches who get you to pay them to get out of debt. They are usually teaching you, how to overcome impulse spending. And the way they do that is by creating a sense of urgency to encourage you to impulse buy their online course. And so in this experience, it's the exact same. So sign up for my course because you only have, 7 days. And I'm going to teach you how to create urgency so that people will sign up for your course. So silly. This is questionable. Maybe. I don't know. What does the audience think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I think I'm going to skip through what we're going to learn in the course because she already went over it here if you want to know. Okay, I lost the slide, but essentially you're going to learn, the 7 steps to building an online course. Here they are. Choose and validate your product, build the actual course, create your launch plan, build your high converting webinar, go into the pre-launch phase, launch the product, and then post-launch. So blah-de-da-de-da. Here's where they teach very surface level, like how we're going to do that, but I'm not actually going to teach you anything. I'm going to teach you what I'm going to teach you in the course, but you have to pay me money in order to be privy to that information. So let's see.
Module 5 is going to help you start to embody the CEO you were meant to be through powerful identity work and through shifting that belief about yourself, help you prepare for success.
Okay, this is still 6 or 7.
Their online course programs. There was that mindset piece that was missing, and then there was this. Because I included this. I included the post-launch phase because I want to ensure your success for not just this first launch, but for your second and for years to come, okay? So in Module 7, you're going to learn how to manage customer service and how to start collecting testimonials. I'm giving you email templates for all of this. You're going to find out which metrics you should look at from your launch to analyze the success of it, learn what is considered good, and how to improve each metric for next time. And based on those numbers, you're going to decide if you should live launch again or go evergreen, meaning automate that webinar funnel for passive income. And overall, you're just going to prepare to scale your course. So your mindset moment for Module 7 is all about how to self-coach. You're going to learn a framework.
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second. So Melissa's asking, does anyone else find it mildly alarming that any random person can go online and make up a course on a topic they are probably not educated about and sell it to the public? We talked about this at the beginning. There seems to be this like common trend now, especially in like the influencer creator space, where everyone feels like they need to monetize every skill that they've ever had. So at the beginning of this webinar, she gave an example where if you're someone who has run a half marathon, you should essentially start teaching other people how to train to run half marathons because you are more accessible than like an Olympic athlete who might be teaching a course on the same thing. And to me, that's really scary because just because you did something doesn't make you qualified to teach other people how to do that. And again, I'll use the example of weight loss because I see this a lot where if I was someone who lost 100 pounds, just because I did it doesn't mean that I'm now qualified to teach you how to lose 100 pounds. And I use this example because someone actually emailed me the link to a coach who she was seriously considering hiring. And she was like, Danielle, do you mind just looking at this? Because like something here like doesn't sit right with me. And when I looked into it, this person wasn't a certified nutritionist. They weren't a dietitian. They weren't a personal trainer. They were literally just a person who had lost 100 pounds and then was now charging people upwards of $400 or $500 to teach them how to also lose weight. So it's just like very, very icky, in my opinion. Rutro, so she started as a Instagrammer / blogger back in 2016, and she was making the majority of her income from brand deals, brand sponsorships, and affiliate marketing on her blog. And then she decided to create an online course, essentially teaching other people how to also become influencers. And then once she grew that course, she started teaching people how to create their own online courses. So she doesn't teach people how to be influencers anymore. She teaches them how to create courses. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with this comment right here.
Called CTFAR.
Okay,
and to her offering an online course.
Okay, and now we have more reviews. And okay, here we go. Wow, 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 wow. This is the good stuff. Okay.
Through creating and launching your course that includes video lessons, worksheets, templates, absolutely everything you need to get your course up and running. You'll have lifetime access to everything, meaning that when we update this program based on industry trends, things we're noticing working better than others, you will never ever need to pay to upgrade for that additional information. You'll also get a year of support inside of our Facebook community, and you'll also get the support from me on those 3 live coaching calls with me. Inside of the Facebook group as well, I do monthly support threads where you're able to ask me any questions that you have and get that more one-on-one reply support from me throughout the year that you have inside of the Facebook community. So just this program itself with all of that included is valued at over $4,000. Obviously, that's not the price. I will tell you the cost and how to enroll in a second, but I want to first run through the incredible bonuses that you get as a student of the online course bootcamp and bonuses that you get if you enroll while we are on class today.
Don't worry, that's not the price, guys. That is just what you're going to get inside, the value that you're going to learn. So I'm sure it'll be heavily, heavily discounted.
So don't go looking for the link because I have some special things just for you. The first bonus that you're getting when you enroll in the online course bootcamp is the 6-week course launch playbook. So this playbook gives you a day-by-day breakdown of what exactly you need to be posting and sending to your audience in the 5-week pre-launch phase and during your 1-week launch. You'll learn what emails to send when and what to post on social media, both for stories and for your feed posts every single day. So
she's telling us that this Excel spreadsheet is worth $500. Are you kidding me? If we look at the tabs down here, it says there's a launch calendar, which is what we can see on the screen here. So it says, week 1 is the pre-launch, week 2 is pre-launch, and it looks like it's a 6-week strategy. And in week 6 is when you actually launch. So all you're doing is planning out, I'm going to post on social media Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then she talks about, each week, what that content is going to be. She's charging $500 for an Excel spreadsheet that you could probably make if you watched a couple videos on YouTube. That is insane. I understand, again, I have a template that I sell to help people plan out their social media content. It's $9 Canadian, which if you're US, it's pretty much fucking free. So $500, I can't.
So you need to consider this your launch Bible. You literally cannot launch without this. This is the second bonus when you join the online course bootcamp. This is where things get really, really freaking good because as a student of the online course bootcamp, you are getting plug and play copy templates for all of your sales emails, for your webinar invitation emails, for your webinar reminder emails, for your full sales page, for your webinar sign up page, and more. That's
$5,000 for access to 20 emails, 20 email templates. I bought many years ago and I've had it ever since. I'm going to try and find it. I bought this email funnel. It's called the Funnel Marketing Kit. It literally gave me probably close to 100 different email templates that I could use in my business. And it cost me $7. The fact that she's charging $5,000 for 20 emails, somebody do the math on that. I'll do the math on that. What's 5,000 divided by 20? $250 per email. Unless you're converting at a rate of 100%, exactly this comment right here. All of these people make up their own prices. They just arbitrarily are like, this is worth $1 million. And then therefore write that the value is $1 million. It doesn't make any sense. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up on your comments. How do people calculate the value? They don't. They just make it up from thin air. I swear to God. Facebook community worth $600. Exactly. I'm older with more life experience, so I can triple the value. Or actually, I featured someone in a video recently where her way of pricing products was to calculate how much money you want to make in the year, calculate how many hours a week you want to work, and then do the calculation that way. So if you wanted to make $1 million a year and only work 1 hour a week for the whole year, you would charge $19,000 an hour. So you don't base your prices on your experience or the market value or what's like standard practice. You base it on how much money you want to make. Just FYI for anyone that's looking to start a business. Don't actually do that, guys. It's a bad idea. Yeah, exactly. That's the one I was referring to, Sam or Korea. So stupid.
That's right. This bonus alone is saving you around $5,000 because that is what it would cost to hire a copywriter to write all of this for you.
Or you could use
honestly, based on my
ChatGPT
experience
for
and
free.
copywriters that I've worked with, this could be closer to $10,000 depending on the copywriter that you hire. But I had my copywriter write these for you, and you get all of these templates when you join the online course bootcamp. It's hard for me to overstate how much time and money these templates are going to save you. And the third bonus when you join the online course bootcamp is that we partnered with Thinkific to give you 3 months free of Thinkific's start plan. This is my favorite course hosting platform that I've used for years. So that means when you join the online course bootcamp, you're saving more than $300 on the cost of the platform that will host your online course. You can activate this free membership at any time, so it doesn't need to be right when you enroll. If you want to join TOCB now and then start the 3 months later this year, that's totally fine.
Thinkific literally is just a platform that condones so many of these scammy coaches continuing to perpetuate their scams, in my opinion.
I'm not stopping there with the bonuses though. Okay, I told you guys that I'm throwing in a ton of bonuses if you join the online course bootcamp while we are in class together live. I'll show you how in just a second. These bonuses are not available outside of this class. The first bonus is presentation slide templates for your entire online course and for your webinar presentation. So in today's class, I mentioned that my preferred way to create an online course is by using presentation slides. So this pack of 20 plus slide templates is for your use to build your course.
Or you could just use the free templates that Canva already provides you.
Additionally, there are 50 plus slide templates for your webinar. That means every type of slide that you've seen me use in this class today is yours. So that combined with the slide by slide, line by line framework.
Yes, Eliza, you heard that correctly. She hired her copywriter to write these emails, and now she's giving them to you for free. And she paid $5,000 when there's this website called ChatGPT that exists, and it's free.
That I'm teaching you in the webinar module inside of the online course bootcamp. This is just, it's going to be so easy for you. This bonus is going to save you hours of your time, hours and hours of your time, if you decided to create every course and webinar slide yourself. So again, you'll need to join the online course bootcamp while we are here together in order to get this bonus. And when you enroll, while we are still in class together, you're also going to get access to the Let's Go Evergreen mini course. So in this 3-part mini course, we are taking the live webinar funnel that you're building inside of the online course bootcamp and automating it so that anyone, anywhere can watch your webinar and become a student at any time. So this means selling your course year round for passive income and 24/7 sales. This is the same system that I use personally to make over $250,000 in passive course sales every month. So you're not only getting the same webinar I use for all of that, but you're getting the automation, and I'm showing you the tech behind all of this to make it work. So I'm walking you through the tech end of things, like logistically how you set this up. And then I actually have my Facebook and Instagram ads team create a training for this mini bootcamp that's going to show you how to run paid traffic to your evergreen webinar funnel to really light a fire under your income potential. And when you join today, you're also going to get access, or when you join on this class, I should say, you'll also get access to the Legally Protect Your Online Course training put together by attorney Sam Vanderwielen. So in this 45-minute training, Sam is teaching you about course contracts, aka your terms and conditions. She's teaching you about how to enforce your copyright and intellectual property rights. She's talking about the most common legal issues with having a course and how to avoid them. So,
are they going to come for me?
This training is going to prevent students from sharing passwords, from other people copying your course, and more. Now, trust me when I say that this is a part of having an online course that you may think is boring, you may think to not consider at the beginning, but when you run into trouble with this, you will be so glad that you had this training. And I'm not done. This is the last bonus that I'm including when you join the online course bootcamp while we're in class today. You're getting 3 months free of my exclusive email newsletter called the Video Trend Report. So the Video Trend Report is a weekly email sent out by me with 3 TikTok and 3 Instagram Reels trends in it, with advice for you on how to adapt them to your niche. So instead of having to spend a ton of time on social media, trying to find the trends yourself while you're creating your course, I will send them to you every single week. So you can spend less time doing research and scrolling on social media and more time actually growing your social media following.
Okay, I want everyone to put in the comments your guess on how much this course is going to cost. So I'm going to pause it. I'll give it like 30 seconds for everyone to type their guess. I'm going to type my guess in as well. This is just crazy, but I feel like I am under the price that but I don't know. I'd love to hear what you think. Stop calling it a class. This is a sales pitch. Exactly. The legal opinion is the cheapest part. Exactly. Someone please explain to me how advice from a lawyer is cheaper than 20 email templates. It's got to end in a 7 or it's not going to work. Exactly. I love this. We have $297, $999, $999.99. That's a good guess too. $19.99, $697. I think you're too low. I think this price is too low. $599, $4,997. Ooh, Sherry, it was valued at that. Oh, but without the bonuses. So maybe $2,497, $1997, $100 billion. I think it's 5K based on what she said at the beginning. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. She probably isn't even going to tell us yet. She probably has freaking 7
so 3
more
months of the video trend report is yours free when you join TOCB while we're in class, which again, I'll show you in a second. I know that was a lot. I want to just quickly recap and then I will show
total value $12,000.
you how to join and what the cost of the online course bootcamp is. So when you enroll in the online course bootcamp, you're getting the 7 training modules that will help you create and launch your course within 90 days. You're getting lifetime access to the course and all future updates, a year of support inside of our Facebook group, those monthly support threads with me, and the 3 live coaching calls. You're also getting the 6-week course launch playbook, 20+ plug and play copy templates, and 3 months free of Thinkific.
Person who guesses closest to the price wins 1 year of exclusive one-on-one mentorship with me. I'm going to teach you how to be a girl boss.
And when you join the online course bootcamp while you're on this class with me, before we jump off, you're also getting the course and webinar slide templates, the Let's Go Evergreen mini course. You're getting 3 months free of the video trend report, and you're getting the how to legally protect your course training. And these on webinar bonuses are not available anywhere else. So all this is valued at $12,140. Obviously, that's not what the online course bootcamp costs, but it really is that valuable because when I set out to create this course, I didn't just want to throw a bunch of strategy at you and tell you, do this, now create this, now write this. I wanted to make it as easy for you as possible to efficiently create and launch an online course that will change your life by giving you.
Exactly. In what world is an online course worth $12,000? That's more than like, I did my post-grad back in 2021 and it was all online and my tuition was less than that. Like what?
Everything that you need. So drum roll, please. The price of the online course bootcamp is $1997. Now that is the cost of everything: the modules, the copy templates, the bonuses, everything we just covered, which you get lifetime access to. Everyone. We also have the 6-month payment option where you can get started today for $367 and then 5 more $10,000 at $367. But that's less than $400 today to get.
This is an unbelievable opportunity, and you all better take advantage of it.
To everything I just covered, which is really incredible. And since doors close tomorrow for the online course bootcamp, we wanted to offer a little surprise, which is a brand new extended 12-month payment plan. So you can get in today for under $200 at $197.
You heard it
for everything that you're getting inside the online course bootcamp, that is like the definition of a no-brainer. So I popped up a little box on the side of the class here. So if you click the button that says I'm in, you'll be taken to the online course bootcamp enrollment page where you can read absolutely everything about this program and get yourself enrolled. Now you can probably see in that top right-hand corner that it says plus the Team CG launch debrief. So I want to let you know that if you do decide to pay in full today, you will get Team CG's launch debrief. So if you want to see the behind the scenes of this course launch, this one's for you. The launch playbook will include our top performing social media posts, emails, ads. It will show you our sales data and what we plan to change for the next launch.
Miguel, they probably also direct you to a sales page. I haven't actually looked yet. I'll look after we're done watching. But my guess is this will link me to a sales page that is also like 50 scrolls long that just reiterates all of the same blabbity, glibbity, gloobity, you know?
You can use all of this information to make your launch the best that it can be. It is very, very, very rare that I am so open about all of our strategies and numbers. So there's a reason why I'm just including this for the pay in full people. This is a big deal. It'll help your launch so much. So if you'd like the Team CG launch debrief, opt for the pay in full option. Now, I want to play a quick video from Kim and Eva, students who enrolled in the online course bootcamp last year.
No. I'm going to go get a dictionary because I'm pretty sure that is not the exact definition of a no-brainer, Melissa. That's good. That's good stuff. Do we know how many people have actually paid for this course? No, we have to sign up and join the debrief to find that out. I missed part of this, so that might be why, but even just what I've seen, not buying it. Yeah, this is a hard pass for me.
During the first cohort, who made over $63,000.
I am so proud to have this online course. This is mine. This is my baby.
Okay, we got a 7-day money back guarantee, guys. Y'all, I don't know why we wouldn't
And
sign
I do want to quickly mention that for the online course bootcamp, we are offering a 7-day, no questions asked money back guarantee. So that means, let's say you enroll in the online course bootcamp today, you go through the first module and you decide, this isn't for me. Like either, I'm not ready, or I don't like our teaching style, or whatever it might be. No worries. Email us. All you need to say is, I want a refund, and we will process a full refund for you. You don't need to send in proof of work, no explanation needed. It is a 7-day money back guarantee. And I want to tell you more about Maggie, a student of the online course bootcamp last year, who joined the online course bootcamp last year.
We don't care. Oh my God, let me guess. She was making no money and then she bought your online course and now she's making millions of dollars. Again, this is what we're going to learn inside. This is everything I'm going to give you, and it's only $19.97. Here's the reminder. Let's do some math on these payment plans. So what's 6? Whoops, hello. 6 times 397. So I'm paying an extra almost $400 if I have to do the 6-month payment plan. And if I have to do the 12-month payment plan, I'm paying, again, an extra like $400. So that's a hard pass for me. 7-day money back guarantee, but only available after the first 8 days. Ah, Dave, you're killing me. It should be $19.97. Oh my God, you guys are killing me. Does she not realize how the difference in the value and what she is charging tells everyone how much she overinflated the value? Exactly. That's a great question. And there are no prerequisites required for someone to make a course, like an actual education. Yeah, and the piece too, this isn't really related to this comment, but it just made me think, is like her webinar didn't really say you have to have, like, it wasn't like it was, this course is for beginners, or this course that I'm selling you is for seasoned entrepreneurs who want to like up level. She made this course for absolutely anyone and everyone who has any type of skill or knowledge that wants to turn it into an online course. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Susie Holman. Let me add it to my list, or we can look into her actually once we're done this webinar, because I think we're almost done with this. What if I just have my iPhone? I'm sure someone will tell you that you can build an online course with just your iPhone. Eliza, I haven't shared her name. I skipped past that part in the webinar just because I'm not in the business of like doxing people. So when I can keep identities private, I choose to. I mean, I'm sure if you Google the name of this, it'll come up, but
or you could do the 6 monthly payments of $367, whatever works best for you as far as this investment. So when you click the I'm in button.
Okay, so then she's just teaching you like what you're going to get when you enroll and what the inside of the course looks like. So it looks like we choose our course topic, we validate it, we get to know our ideal client, and then we get to join a Facebook group that has 92 members in it. So what's that? 92 times 197. So that's about 200K. So I don't know where she made $2 million, but 92 times 100 or $2,000 is only 184,000. So I'm confused about that. Has she ever heard of YouTube? Lots of free stuff on there. Exactly. Hi. Okay, so we got this Facebook group. Oh, then we're back to the payments, back to all the freebies. It's just repeating over and over again. Oh, let's listen to the overcoming our objections.
And they're only available if you join. Break down some math based on the launch revenue formula that you learned earlier. So you can feel really confident knowing that when you join the online course bootcamp and you implement the framework and the strategies inside, you will not only make your investment back, you will make so much more beyond that because of what you're investing upfront into your long-term financial future. So let's say you have 1,000 followers on Instagram currently. You launch a course that's $375. And then let's say you have a 1% conversion rate, meaning that.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour webinar. She emailed in the email, she made it sound like it was going to be an hour, and it's 3 hours. Like we're only an hour and a half in and she's still trying to sell us.
1% of your following buys your course. And that's actually really low. I can all but guarantee that if you follow the strategies in the online course bootcamp, it'll be higher than that. But I want to show you just like the worst case. Given those numbers, that's a $3,750 launch versus the $19.97 that you invested in it.
A more realistic conversion rate would be 1% of your 1%. So if 1% of your audience is watching your stuff, you are likely to convert 1% of those people. So in this case, that would be, well, literally one person would buy.
In this. So let's try that with a 2% conversion rate, which is more realistic to the results that the online course bootcamp gets. That would be a $7,500 launch. So the point here is that when you join the online course bootcamp and when you launch your course with a step-by-step framework that is proven time and time again, student after student to work, rather than figuring it all out on your own with mistakes and confusion and time wasted, you will not only make your investment back, but you will make a massive profit and substantial income for years to come. So I know because I have made investments like this in the past, that it is uncomfortable investing this amount of money upfront. It is uncomfortable. It makes you feel some type of way. It is scary. But on the other side, what you will realize is that you are quantum leaping and time traveling your success. You're saving so much time wasted.
No one is quantum leaping anything. Okay, if you didn't hear, I have a video coming out this week on why quantum physics is not a thing. Like, the human experience and quantum physics are not related, despite what anyone on the internet is trying to tell you. No reputable physicist has ever proven it to be true, and those that speculated that it was true have since retracted their statements. Again, I'm going to get into that on Thursday, so I won't say too much, but I cannot.
And I want you to know that the online course bootcamp really is a proven framework, one that Stephanie followed and also got results from. She's actually a jewelry maker, and she created a course for others to make their own jewelry. Her goal was to sell just one course. She literally said, I would be happy if one person bought my course. Instead, after the online course bootcamp, she sold 27 and
Yeah. Isn't it great to be them? What about all the ones that didn't make any money?
maybe you have that little thought in the back of your head that's saying, but who are you to create a course? And I want to assure you that these thoughts are normal. I would actually be way more concerned if you didn't have thoughts like this. I had them constantly when I first created my course. And honestly, guys, they still pop up now and then. It's not like I don't experience these types of thoughts anymore, but I don't let them hold me back because I now recognize them for what they are.
Well, isn't it great to be you? I just want to address this question quickly. Miguel is asking question, is blogging still relevant to make some financial content while I'm working on my licensing? Absolutely. Blogging is not dead. I have friends that do blogging full time, especially in a niche like finance. I don't know what country you're in, but if you're in Canada, I would look at partnering with products like Wealthsimple, Coho, Neo, ones where you can get referrals or like refer people and then get a kickback. I think in the States, there's one called Fizz. I don't know the others. Watch Caleb Hammer. He talks about all of them all the time. But programs where like you could make financial advice and then refer people into the program with products that you're actually using, and you'll get a kickback. Like in Canada, I use a Coho card, which is basically like a prepaid debit. So I transfer my spending money onto this debit card. And for every person that I refer into the program, I get $20 and they get $20 as well. So it's like a win-win. Yeah. I know that he recommends a bunch of different tools. Again, I'm just not totally familiar with what's available in the US, but I'm sure similar programs exist. Are you going to talk about Bill Johnson and the physics of heaven? Okay, I don't bring him up in my video. I talk about Paul Levy, Lynn McTaggart, and Eckhart Tolle. But the scientist that I refer to is called Eugene Wigner. So in, I think it was like the 70s, he speculated that there was a connection between quantum mechanics and the human mind. And then a bunch of quantum physicists debunked that. And he retracted his statement because he realized that he was not correct. Why would you make a course to sell one? Exactly. That's a lot of effort for very little return.
These thoughts are just imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is just fear. And our brain creates fear because the brain's sole purpose is to not keep us happy, okay? I want you to check back into class. If you have checked out, you're focusing on something else, I want you to really hear this.
Guys,
our
pay
brain
attention.
Creates fear. Our brain creates imposter syndrome because our brain's sole purpose is not to keep us happy. It is to keep us safe where we are, even if where we are makes us feel stuck, unfulfilled, and not operating at our full potential.
Guys, fear is the response from when we were cavemen and the tigers used to chase us and we thought we were literally going to die. So don't even listen to it because those aren't even real threats anymore.
But to our brain, it's used to being here. It's used to being in this place. So it creates this fear because it wants us to stay here where it's quote unquote safe. So it creates this fear, and that fear holds us back. Because right now, to many of you, fear is a green light. It means stop, do not pass go, do not invest in the online course bootcamp, don't trust this random girl online, don't do the scary thing, don't create the course, don't show up online, don't take a chance, right? But I want to ask you, what would happen if you understood fear to be a green light in this context, not like jumping off a cliff, okay? In this context, if you understood fear to be a green light, it would mean whenever you feel fear or imposter syndrome creep up, you're actually on the brink of a big leveling up. You feel that fear and you feel that imposter syndrome and you feel those thoughts of like, who are you to do this? And you realize that you're on the brink of something amazing. And the thing is that if we don't go for it, if we don't take the chance, if we don't, take the chance on something, we're never going to get rid of that imposter syndrome because we're not giving our brains proof that good things are on the other side of fear. And guys, this I can tell you is
Woo, shout out to my other Canadians in the stream. Yeah, I don't think there's really any. Marco, obviously, is a big Canadian anti-scam creator, but there aren't many of us. So we love to be here. But I love all my American friends too, parasocially, of course. Sending lots of non-culty love to you.
it was massive key to the success that I've had over the years is realizing that when I feel this fear, it means that something really, really good is on the other side of it. Versus if we do go for it, we can start giving our brains evidence for why that imposter syndrome is not valid. So I want you to affirm yes in the chat. I want you to write yes in the chat right now if you are affirming this for yourself, that yes, I feel the imposter syndrome and I feel the fear, but I'm pushing past it because I want more and I'm not going to let my brain keep me stuck here. So when you start to understand why your brain is creating that fear and creating that imposter syndrome for you.
Fucking boring. Blah, blah, blah. I made so much money when I bought this course. I want to launch a course, but I don't have an audience. So right now she's just going over all the objections. So first one was like, I'm really scared about launching an online course. She talks about how like nothing good is built from fear. I want to launch a course, but I don't have an audience. Oh, you don't need an audience. I'm going to teach you how to grow on social media. I'm just doing like the Cliff Notes version because this is boring. And then we get into a Q&A. People can drop their Q&As in the comments. Now, this is the thing. I don't know. I didn't watch this webinar live, so I couldn't look. But here's a little fun story about how Webinar Jam webinars work. From someone, I've never actually hosted a Webinar Jam, but I did do I learned a lot about how to host webinars back in the day. And basically with a platform like Webinar Jam, what you can do is you can pre-fill the chat with questions. So basically if you have like a VA that works for you, they can, hit a button to pre-release all of these questions. So if I was hosting a live stream here on YouTube and no one was engaging in the chat, I could, pre-put all of these questions that I want people to ask, like plant seeds of questions that I know are going to convince people to buy whatever I'm selling, so that if no one answered or asked questions that I actually wanted to answer, they would be automatically asked in the chat. And then further to that, a lot of these webinars, while they say that they're live, they're not actually live. It's part of an evergreen funnel. If you don't know what evergreen is, it basically just means that it like sells itself forever. And so this webinar might not actually be live. This might be a webinar from like 6 months ago when she also launched the course, and she just replays the same webinar over and over again. And all of those questions in the chat are like preloaded, if that makes sense. Okay, now she really sounds like she's trying to recruit us into an MLM. Julie Anderson is Canadian. Okay, I didn't know that. Imagine you buy this course for whatever price it is, and then you build your own course and sell it for the same price to only sell one. Exactly. I just looked at her website and there is a countdown timer on the homepage and a constant parade of pop-ups saying, I love that. Yeah. So this is another thing you'll see is they'll put a plugin on their website where it shows that people are buying from like a certain location. And sometimes it's actually like, it's not real. It's just like a marketing tactic. More Canadians love it, Eliza. I love it. I love to see it. We just found out precisely 0. Yes. Thank you everyone for wasting your time with me. My course is about how to engage in chat. I love it, Sherry. I will buy it. I will buy it. It kills me, all these people who advertise their ability to train social media while having a terrible presence. Or for me, it's the piece that like people are like, I'm going to teach you how to monetize your social media, but they only monetize their social media through teaching other people how to monetize their social media. Like I follow a girl who was a UGC creator. She created an ebook that like teaches you how to become a UGC creator. So user generated content creator. She made $30,000 in one day selling that course because one of her TikToks went viral. And now she sells a course on how to create digital products that will make you $30,000 in a day because she got lucky and had one TikTok go viral and it happened to her one time. Now she's a grifter that makes a bunch of money teaching other people how to make a bunch of money. I'm glad to know more Canadian creators. Yeah. If anyone has any other Canadian creators they want to share, I feel like I don't even know many. Name, of course, is Creative Commenting with a Touch of Sarcasm. I will buy it. Send me the link. Just make sure you send it to me before the countdown expires. Okay, so continuing here. Okay, she just goes into Q&A. I don't think we're going to bother with the Q&A. She gives a little like, oh, you can't see my screen. Sorry about that. She's just giving a little like sneak peek into what the course looks like. Blah, 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 blah. She goes back to the testimonials. Ooh, I'm assuming this is another testimonial. Yeah. More testimonials. Then we go back to the pricing, and then she's just pitching you again. And that's it. Okay. So that was a complete waste of everyone's time. And I'm really upset that none of us are any richer than we were an hour and 23 minutes ago. And yeah, I looked up this girl, that DC shared. I might have to do some more research to make sure I find the correct stuff. Does she go by Moxie Message? How to have a better relationship with money. DC, do you know if she goes by oh, you're sending me a voice note. Okay. Course. Everyone, please hold. If you need to go to the bathroom or grab a drink, do it now. Do it now. Oh my God. I had someone who I featured in one of my videos found the video and sent me a really angry Instagram DM today, which I haven't responded to. And then she now just replied to my Instagram story. So we're having lots of fun over here, guys. Wait, were you sending me a voice message or somebody else? Lindsay says, I'm back from dinner. Are we making six-figure courses yet? You actually have to pay $2,000 if you want to learn how to build a six-figure course. So, okay, here we go. Let me just mute myself. This is secret. Top secret information, everyone. Oh my God. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so apparently this person is a top-notch scammer. I'm just gonna find her website. Okay, here we go. All right, everyone, hop on. Let me show you. Okay. Tatiana says, okay, if you have a legitimate business idea that you want my advice on, you can message me on Instagram. Okay, here we go. So let's see. I'm Susie, that friend you talk business with. I believe you've got to build your dreams one step at a time. I'm just a girl from the middle of nowhere, Idaho, who went on a personal treasure hunt for freedom and fulfillment. I didn't set out to own multiple million-dollar companies. I set out to take cute pictures of my baby in bows that I not so carefully crafted myself. But that creativity sparked something inside me that grew into a little baby flame as I started a photography business, which grew into a decent fire as I started another business. Sounds to me like you have commitment issues, which grew into a full-on bonfire as I continued to feed that fire with passion and purpose. I didn't realize until college that female entrepreneurs could exist. I have a memory as a child where I was at a banquet in a ribbon blue dress watching my dad accept Businessman of the Year for Rexburg, Idaho. I remember being so proud, thinking, I hope I marry a businessman someday. I wish I could go back to that little girl and show her that I became a businesswoman. Woo! We have time freedom. I mostly help women grow women's businesses with my time because I'm obsessed and probably have issues. Ha ha! Location freedom. We recently moved to Arizona to try the sun. We summer in Idaho and catch fish by the dozens. Income freedom, the more mundane moments scholarship program has my entire heart because I want this income freedom to be those who never thought it could be possible for them. But beyond these freedoms, I'm closer to the version of me I've always wanted to be. I can't believe this level of life exists. I want you to feel that too, everybody. Exactly what I was thinking as I was reading this. You had no idea women could. This came up on the live that Clowntown and DC did yesterday, where it's like businesses for men. Women cannot own businesses, so I created my own business. So dumb. Okay. Whew. Sorry about that. Oh, these are all the things that make her super relatable. So we love that. Not gonna lie, I love McDonald's Diet Coke too. You are not given a dream unless you have the capacity to fulfill it. You wouldn't be allowed to have it. Okay. Okay, so then she offers like 3 tiers. So you can be like, if you're a beginner, you do this. If you're a sophomore, so you have a little bit of experience, you do this. Or you want to scale, then you do that. So let's take a look at each of those. I see she branded herself the Susie School. So then there's like a freshman class. I get it. Okay, so let's just skip right to sign up now. So so hold on, what is it? Can you just tell me if it's, okay, so this is an online course teaching you how to build a business, I'm assuming. It doesn't really say what it is. What will I learn? That depends on you. No, like, what are you actually teaching me? Is it a course that's going to teach me how to start a business, or is it like, what is it? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Anyway, so if I sign up for Susie School, it's going to cost me $1,300. Alignment and Ikaya. Okay. So it doesn't, like, is there anywhere on here it tells me what I'm going to learn? Oh, I see. I'm all the way at the bottom. That was my mistake. Okay, how it works. Enroll today. Okay, so it's a 6-week course. Got it. Okay. Wow, this website hurts my brain. Okay, so if I already have a business and I just want like a little bit of help because I feel like I'm missing something, that's going to cost me $1,700. So my guess is she sucks people into the first offer. That's $1,300. Once you graduate from that, she's going to convince you that you need the second one, which is now $1,700. And then once you graduate from that one, you should probably hire her for private consulting, or what I'm assuming is private consulting. And she's probably going to make you get on a sales call. Exactly. So you have to sign up for free business coaching, and then she will let you sign up. And then, yeah, I saw something about her retreats. That was, someone asked that in the FAQ. Susie Method Retreats. Yeah, okay. So she hosts a retreat, or this is one that she hosted previously. Let's see if the prices are on here. Okay, so there's one coming up in May, guys. If you haven't booked yet, if you're free that weekend, you can attend. Yes, I know I'm in Canada. Thank you. You can attend for the low price. This is Canadian. So $1,300 Canadian, which is like $900, $999 US. Lucky us. And they offer Afterpay. So that's great. Interest-free, baby. Okay, let me look at your comments. I am far behind. Okay. Enneagram 7, obviously. What century was she raised in? I grew up in the 70s and knew that. I have a dream about owning a flying unicorn. Yeah, the last night's live was really good. If you missed the live that Clowntown and DC did, someone link it in the comments, please. I don't have a robot that does things for me like DC does. They used to do it in person, yeah. A 4-day intensive. That must be what this Whimsy retreat is. Screaming MLM. It's a scam. Sherry, this woman looks younger than me, and female entrepreneurs wasn't a pearl clutching concept. Yeah. We grow brands. This is her franchise type of thing, but it used to be $4,500. That's crazy. I see lots of these like online coaches. Oh, sorry. When I clicked the link, I didn't realize that it didn't share my screen. But anyway, it was just a page where you could pay for the retreat. I see a lot of these coaches though hosting these like VIP days where essentially you pay like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to like hang out with them for a day. There's a girl that's going to be featured in my video on Tuesday. It's like a bit of a deep dive into her coaching. And I was just looking through her Instagram stories yesterday, and a girl actually flew from Thailand to Montreal, Canada, to have like a VIP day with her. And I'm sure she probably paid thousands of dollars just to like sit in her energy, you know? Her original company was a patch for menstrual cramps. Yeah, here. I'm going to play DC's voice note for everyone to hear.
Susie Holman is the creator of Jovi. It's actually her brother's company that they like rebranded for women for their period pain. But she said she was making 8 figures from her influencer status. She monetized it, made a course that's between $4,000 and $10,000 per person. And then she franchised that. And now she does it for high level influencers. And she also has started other businesses as well.
There you go. You heard it first, folks. I did just want to quickly click through her launch formula page. So this is, it looks like a 3-hour event that you will learn the formula to crush your own launch goals. Okay, so it's very tempting to just try and sell your stuff, blah, 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 blah. So many components to a launch. Here's everything you're going to learn. 3-hour immersive, watch on your own time. Okay, so it's a pre-recorded webinar with a workbook and a spreadsheet for $275. So there's not even the opportunity to do like a Q&A. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I would never, oh, I'm sorry. Can you see my screen? Yeah, you can. Okay. I would never personally, maybe people disagree with me, but I would never pay more than $20 for an online like thing if I don't have the opportunity to ask questions. Like, why would anyone pay $300 to watch a pre-recorded webinar and not have like a live Q&A period? That doesn't make sense. That's a cringy picture. My sister-in-law who works at NASA would be disgusted. Yeah. Definitely not my kind of branding, but to each their own, I suppose. I guess I can see what they were going for since it's launch formula, but yeah, that's just not for me. I think I'll save some of this other content for another day. I'm reading the Forbes article linked on the page, and she frames it as she dropped everything she was doing to create a business alongside her childhood best friend and the founders of Technology NCAP to help women gain relief during their menstrual cycles. Interesting. But then it's her brother's company. I don't know. I don't know enough about this to speak on it, but I will definitely look into it a bit more for another stream. All right, friends, I think I'm going to close it off here. It's past my dinner time, so I'm getting kind of hungry if I'm being honest. But no brother mentioned. Ooh, red flag. Leave out the important details of the story to make yourself sound better. That's what they all do. I just want to say thank you, everyone. If you made it this far, for the people watching the replay, you're the real MVP. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. I have a new video coming out on Tuesday, and I think DC and I are going to go live tomorrow. We'll confirm tomorrow, but probably tomorrow night. So mark your calendars, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. And I hope you all take care, comb your hair. Thanks for the fun stream. I'm so glad we're all going to be bajillionaires. Exactly. Manifest your riches. Go to bed tonight and visualize yourself diving into a pool of money. That's what I will be doing. And I will see you guys all on the next one.